Okay, good morning, you guys. Make sure you have a notebook and a pen so you can take notes. I'm just waiting for Katie's audio to connect and then we will get started. So this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have her introduce herself and she's just going to give us tips. Okay, Katie, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you, and then just hit us with like all the best tips and tricks because you guys, she's an ambassador diamond, so she knows what she's doing. So make sure you have a notebook and pen and you're taking notes.
Hey guys, good morning. I literally just got out the shower. My name is Katie Bevington. I'm Ambassador Diamond. I've been here for 7 years. It's just so weird. It goes by really, really fast. And I am a mom of two, and I started because I was poor, super poor. I was a teen mom. I had my first daughter when I was 18 years old. We moved out. We thought we were doing all the right stuff. And then like pretty much our first real month in our house, I was like, okay, well, we like barely have money to get by. And like we bought a house. And so our mortgage was like super low. It was like $600 a month. I was working full time. My husband was working full time, and we literally could not afford anything. And I was trying to figure out, how are we going to pay for groceries? How am I going to pay for diapers? How am I going to be able to get clothes on my baby when we're literally at the end of the month, we had $23 left over. And that was supposed to cover everything besides bills. So groceries and all the other things. And so we were just basically loading up a credit card and loading up a credit card and loading up a credit card. And my husband would try to pull extra shifts on Saturdays. Sometimes when his boss would like allow it, because he worked in construction, so sometimes they had Saturday time and sometimes they didn't. So we really just would use that as catch-up time. And it came closer to my daughter's first birthday, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, I can't even afford a cake. Like I literally cannot even go into Publix. I don't know if you guys realize this, but cakes are like $35, or like they were when I was buying them at Publix, and I'm like, $35 for a first birthday cake? Like what the hell? I can't afford that. So it was basically just like trying to figure out, what are we going to do? Because I can't keep working. I'm missing my daughter's entire life. I was a full-time nursing student working as a CNA, and I'm either at school, I'm at work. My husband's at work all the time. We never saw each other. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And we started looking for other things. I was like praying. I was like literally so desperate, asking God, like, can you just show me something? Like, I need something to change. Like, can Zach get a promotion? Can I, somehow get a raise or whatever it may be? And then this came up, and I actually saw it the first time at a gym, and the girl was like, why don't you throw a wrap party? And I was like, no, I don't even have friends. Like I literally have no friends. Okay. I am a teen mom, so everybody ditched me. Like any friends I did have aren't here anymore. So no, I don't have anybody to talk to. And she never followed up with me after that. And I thought that was really interesting, because a week later, a girl on Facebook was doing a wrap giveaway. I entered and I actually won. I tried the wrap, and then she asked me to buy it because I loved it. And I was like, no, dude, I don't have any money, like $0. And so she was like, well, why don't you sell this? And immediately, no, I said no. And she followed up with me every single day for a week. And then from there on out, I said yes, because she believed in me before I believed in myself. So this is why follow-up is absolutely crucial in your business, because that girl who did not follow up with me, and no idea who she is, but she missed out on an ambassador diamond. So basically, once I got started, I was slow. So I don't know, has anybody in here ever had a slow distributor where they're just like really nervous and like timid, and they would post like once a week? That was me. And it took me my full 30 days to get my first customers. And after I got my last customer, she was a stranger, somebody I met on Facebook. And because of that, I believed in myself. And I was like, if I could do this one time, like basically my last 2 days, I was posting like 45 times a day to find a customer. And I found the customer, signed her, got her going. And then from there on out, it was just crazy. I was like, I can do this. I was looking on YouTube. I was enrolling like crazy. I was about to surpass my enroller in rank, and she quit because she was pissed that I was about to pass her. And then after that, I had no upline. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to go ham. And so I went ham, and then I went diamond, and I quit school. I quit my job. Everybody thought I was nuts. And the next month I went double diamond. So income disclosure here, like I went from making $700 to a month to about $6,000 to $7,000 a month in just about 4 months time. And I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm never going back to work again. A year later, I brought home my husband. I went triple diamond. And from there on out, like we've been a full-time family for a long time. It's been the best thing ever. And now I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want. So the most important thing, that I've realized in this journey is that you have to stay consistent to win. You have to keep going and realize that nothing in this business is instant. And so if you think, okay, I'm going to post consistently for this entire month, or I'm going to give this business 60 days, or I'm going to give this business 90 days, or whatever your threshold is, you have to start taking those things off and say it's a consistent over time thing. It's not like an overnight thing. And sometimes you're going to work without payoff for a little bit of time. You're going to have to build that up and let people see you do it consistently, not occasionally. And so if you're here and there and you're like, no, but I work consistently, and I asked you, let me see your messenger right now, would you want to show it to me? Or you'd be like, I don't know about that. Or what if I said, okay, well, if you're working consistently, how many TikToks have you posted today or yesterday or the last week or the last month? If it's less than like 100, you're not doing it consistently. And that's why you don't have results. How many people are you talking to every single day to be able to get to where you want to go? And do you even know where you want to go? That's my next thing, because if you don't have a goal and you don't have, the end thing that you're working for, and it cannot just be $300 a month. It cannot just be, I want 500, I want 1,000, or I want to go diamond. That has nothing to do with anything you desire. And you don't truly want that. You want what that money is bringing to you. You want what the end result is going to bring. What diamond brings is $2,000 a month. And that $2,000 a month might mean you get to quit your job and stay home with your kids. It might mean that the student loans are paid off. It might mean that your mortgage is covered. It might mean that you have more time away with your family instead of being trapped at a job. So what you're really wanting, it needs to be something you're emotionally attached to, and stop throwing around goals like, oh, I want to hit a success bonus. For what? What is it bringing to you that you really, really deeply need? You should be able to dive into the reason you're running in this business 6 levels deep. So if you say, I want $2,000, why? Well, it would allow me to quit my job. Why do you want to quit your job? Well, I would have more time with your kids. Why do you want more time with your kids? Well, because they're only young once, right? Okay, so if they're only young once, like, what are you going to do? What kind of freedom are you going to have? What are you guys going to do together? And why is that important to you? Because maybe you didn't have all that time with your parents, or maybe you didn't have the best relationship with them and you want to give them something different, right? And then, okay, well, why is that important? Because you want the best for your kids. So you see how it breaks down so deep. It's not just a surface level. Surface level means you're going to give up at the first sign of resistance. And so if you're going to give up. And I promise you that. The time somebody makes fun of you, you're shutting down. The sign that somebody's like, no, this is stupid. I tried it before. It doesn't work. You're shutting down. You're retreating. You're going to take 3 days to not do anything, to cry in your room. And then you're going to come back and do it again. And then remember what I said, consistently, not occasionally. And if you're doing that and you're not having that mindset of like, I'm here to go for the long haul, then you're just going to keep teeter-tottering. It's basically like starting your business over every single time you take 3, 5, a week, a month off, especially in the beginning. When you haven't been doing this for a long time, it's like starting, stopping. It's kind of like working out. Have any of you guys ever gotten abs by working out for 1 week and then you take off 3 days, that turns into a week, and then you like do it again and you're like, oh yeah, I still don't have abs. Okay, I still didn't lose the 20 pounds. I'm going to work out this month, and then next month you don't, and you still haven't lost 20 pounds. It's the exact same thing with this business. Like, you have to do it consistently, even when it's hard. Okay, well then you're like, okay, well, Katie, I'm sensitive. I can't take the criticism. I can't take when someone tells me I suck, I'm ugly, I'm a scammer, it's a pyramid scheme. I can't take when someone says these products don't work, it hurts my feelings, right? Then you're not doing enough self-development. And that's just the way that it's going to go. You have to build a level of like thick skin that you're going to learn this, it can't bother you anymore. Let me tell you guys a little fun fact about this before we continue. I had a video go viral on Facebook Reels 2 days ago. And there are a lot of people that are interested in the business from that video, but there's a lot of people making fun of me and my husband on that reel, right? And they're just saying like the dumbest stuff. But did you know that video made me $2,000 in Facebook Reels pay in 2 days? So I made $1,000 a day by allowing people. I just like talk to them in the comments and like let them keep like making fun of me. And I'm like, you guys are literally making me $1,000 a day by talking crap about me on my video. So I really do appreciate that. I can't wait for it to hit 3K today. So I'm just steadily going to bring in $1,000 a day. When people like are hating on your videos or hating on your posts or whatever, it's boosting them. So don't take it as like hate. Take it as a form of compliment. They're helping you make more money and you just appreciate them. And I even comment back and I'm like, dude, thank you so much for continuously boosting my video. Like, I've now made over $1,000 today. I appreciate that. And they keep coming back. And so it's just something people can't help themselves. It's normally people without profile photos. So really don't take it too deep to heart, because it's just somebody that is like obviously unhappy with themselves and feels the need to project that onto you. So when you're going through this and you're like, I know when you're new, it hurts the most. So when you're like in your first year, it's really hard to hear somebody say something negative to you and you're just like, okay. Wow, it's rude because people can be really brutal. But having that self-development, and this is meaning you're listening to podcasts every single day, or you're reading a book, like a physical book, a self-development book. This is not like a Dear John book. This is like you're actually learning how to build a business, build your mindset, cast vision, be a leader, whatever. You're reading a book that's making you better, right? Or you're listening to an Audible every single day. And before anybody has the time to say it, yes, you do have the time. Do you take a shower every day? I think you do. I hope you do. And so you have 15, 20, 30 minutes to listen to an Audible or a podcast. Do you do laundry, do dishes? Like your hands are tied up, but that you can listen to a book or you can listen to a podcast. Instead of always turning on Netflix, which is depleting your brain, build your brain up, grow your brain, get more knowledge in there by listening while you're doing other things. Yes, find a way. Do you drive a car? There you go. There's more time for you. So instead of just putting all of the junk that we have that's easy to kind of just click on, put something good in your ears and grow your mind, because you will eventually grow to a mental toughness where somebody could literally say, you're the ugliest human in the world, and you simply do not care. You're like, all right, cool. I'm glad you feel that way, because you've learned to love yourself and be so confident in who you are. Their opinion does not matter. Nothing they say matters, because you're like, okay, but I'm a badass, so I don't care. You think I'm ugly? Okay, well, guess what? I'm not. So cool. You think I'm fat? Well, I'm not. So you don't see a difference in my 50-pound weight loss? Well, that's your problem. Maybe you need glasses. Like you just learn to like let that go and roll on with the punches. So when you're consistent and you really don't give any sort of crap about what anybody else has to say about you, you simply become fearless, which then fearless leads to you working your business consistently, which means you're going to start getting results. And you don't care if you did 15,000 HOSA posts today and no one signed up, because you know that Friday, there's going to be a follow-up in there that signs up. And then eventually you've done this for so long, you're signing customers every day because it's a part of your routine. You've built the habit to get your work done. So if you don't have good habits, right, then you're not going to have a good business. Habits are what you do every single day. Some of you guys have habits that you're like, let's do a little check in here. How many of you guys check your phone the second you wake up? That's the first thing you do. You roll over, grab your phone, look at your phone, right? That's a habit. It's a bad habit. Then you're going to get up. You're like, all right, I'm going to walk to the kitchen. I'm going to make a coffee. And then you're like, all right, well, then I'm going to get dressed. You skipped skincare, right? Well, you should do skincare, or you should take a shower. You should work out or whatever. You're skipping habits. And then you're like, well, I'm going to sit down, scroll for a little bit, have breakfast. Your day's already being wasted. Like there's so much wasted time in this zone. And then you're like, well, kids are up, chaos begins, school, all the other stuff is going on. And now you're missing so much time and whatever else you have to do. Now you got to go to work. Now you got to hope that you work your business on your lunch break. But then something happened on your lunch break. You didn't get your business done. And now it's nighttime. You got to cook dinner. You got to get the kids. You got to get them to sports practice or whatever. And then you're tired. And it's time to go to bed. The kids are bed. You promised you were going to work your business. But then you're really tired. So you turn on Netflix and then you go to bed. And then repeat. Your habits are literally everything in your life. If you are not having good habits, you will not have a good business. And it's easy to do things for one day because it's not really breaking the habit, but doing it consistently day after day after day, breaking bad habits. When you first get up, why don't you try, instead of just going to your phone, go chugging some water. Get your self-development in, get a workout in, take care of yourself, drink your coffee, get some slides up, get your work in, whatever. I don't know all of your schedules, but whatever your schedule is, you have to start making intentional time to get things done. What I do is called time blocking, and it's helped me so much. I talk about this all the time. I'm a mom of 2 and I homeschool. Okay. So my kids don't go to school. I don't get a break. They're here every day, all day, 24/7. So I have a business to run and I have kids to take care of. I've got food to make. I've got myself as a priority. I work out every single day, 6 days a week. And so I make sure I get my water intake in. I have it all down to a science because I take 30 minutes to an hour at a time and I block it. And this means like, it's usually not an hour because I got kids, but 30 minutes is like dedicated to work. So I'll do 30 minutes of sending messages, answering applications, getting posts up, editing TikToks, making TikToks, whatever. And then like I do nothing else in that time. It is simply work. And then I take 30 minutes away from my phone completely. I walk away. I make lunch for the kids. I'm making a drink. I'm making food. I'm playing with the kids. We're going outside. We're doing something. If you've ever noticed, if you have kids, 30 minutes is a long time for a child. And so like, if you're engaging with them for 30 minutes, after about 30 minutes, they're sick of you. Like they're ready to do something else. Then all of a sudden they're playing dolls or dinosaurs to the side and they're not even talking to you anymore. So walk away, go do 30 more minutes of your business after that. And then come back, do other things, get off your phone, clean your house, do your laundry, do your dishes, whatever you got to do. But if you're blocking like that, you will get so much done for your business and it's so fast. And you're going to get so much more results because you're like, I have 30 minutes. This is no scrolling. This is nothing, like nothing besides intentional stuff, intentional tasks. So if you have, everybody should have a checklist of what they're doing every day, a KPI, a DMO, whatever you want to call it, where you're doing like post a post, posting, TikToks, whatever. And so in that time, you're going down that checklist down and just getting it done. So your first 30 minutes might look like getting a post up, getting a TikTok up, sending 20 messages, getting set up for the day. And then you go do something else. And then you come back and it's 30 more minutes. And it's not like 30 on, 30 off all day long. It's mostly like, it just depends on my day and what I'm doing that day on where my 30-minute blocks are. But I schedule my entire day because if I don't schedule it, my day always goes away without me seeing it. Like before you know it, it's bedtime and I'm like, well, I literally feel like I got nothing done today. And I don't know how the entire day is gone, but it's gone. And so then I'm stressed because it's 8 o'clock and I don't want to go to bed because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. But then if I go to bed, then I'm going to be behind for the next day. And then it puts that bad mindset back in because there's so much crap to do and there's not enough time. And so you have to be very intentional. If you work a full-time job, then you already know those hours are blocked for work. You've got to find it elsewhere. You can be extremely successful with this in 2 hours a day. Like, especially in the beginning, 2 hours a day is enough time if you're very intentional and you can haul butt, sending, posting, and preparing posts for the next day before. It's just, there's so many ways around it because even now, like I'm a homeschool mom, right? And I know a lot of people think it's like so easy to just like, all I do is sit on my butt and like teach and, you know, be mom and work a business. And it's not like that at all for the entire day. It's pretty crazy around here. But when I worked full time and I was in school full time, I still built my business to double diamond to $7,000 a month within my first year. So how can you fit that into your schedule and block it out? It's not something where, you know, you have to do crazy, insane stuff where you're sleeping like 3 hours a night. It's just simply like, okay, I have a lunch break here. I know my class gets out at this time. My next class is at this time, that I have time here. Or I know that, you know, between these patients, I'm going to have about 15 minutes. And those 15 minutes are dedicated work. It just really shows like you have to really dissect your day and know like if I have 5 minutes, I have 5 minutes. If I have 10 minutes, I have 10 minutes. Because back then I didn't have 30-minute blocks all the time. I had 5, 10s, and 15s. And I still got my business like crazy because I was so consistent. And there was never a day you'll see me miss. So now think about where are you at? Where do you want to go? How are you going to get there? By just simply figuring out where's my time block's going to go. And then you're going to put them in, you're going to stay consistent and know that it is impossible. It is impossible to fail at this if you don't give up. You are going to learn so many things if you don't give up. If you choose to learn every day, sometimes it might take you a little bit longer than other people to go diamond or beyond. It might take you a little bit longer to get the hang of it. It took me longer. I didn't even have a coach. Like she literally quit on me and I had to go to YouTube. We didn't have like trainings, or we didn't have Zooms, we didn't have power hours. I had to go to YouTube and like learn and then like apply it and then just figure it out. And then I just, eventually it clicked. I started enrolling and I got it. But imagine if in that time period, if in the beginning when my enroller quit, I was like, oh, well, too bad for me. It's over for me. My upline's not here. She decided to give up. So I should give up too, right? What does giving up ever give you? Like, what does that, I mean, okay, so you're still going to be like broke. Is that the solution? You're just like, whatever, I'm just gonna be broke forever. It's fine. That's the solution. So figure it out. Ask for help. Stay consistent. There is no lack of training here. None. There are so many ways you can learn. So many people you can connect to. So many things. And we're telling you exactly what to do. And this is my favorite part. I always tell my team, if you listen to me and you follow what I teach you, you will be successful 100% of the time. If you shortcut or you're like, Katie said I should get up, 8 host posts a day minimum. And if none pop up, I should get more. And you're like, I'm gonna do 5. It's kind of like working out. If your trainer says do 10 reps and you're like, I'm gonna do 5, then don't expect to have muscles. Don't expect to lose weight. If your trainer says, hey, you should be eating this stuff every day, and you're like, I'm gonna still eat the cake and ice cream and I'm gonna get fried chicken today, then don't expect results. It's a formula. You can't pick and choose what goes into the formula because it won't work. It doesn't no longer equal each other. So do everything that your leader is telling you to do, right? Do every single thing. Do the KPI, do the host of posts, the TikToks, the Instagram Reels. And if you're shy, you're like, well, Katie, I'm nervous. Okay, well, how do you fix that? You were nervous to drive. You were nervous to ride a bike. You were nervous to ride roller skates. You were nervous to go to the first day of school. You're nervous to make friends. You're nervous to start your new job. But guess what? You learned all those things and you had to do all those things anyways. So this is the exact same thing. Just do it. The only way to get better at it is to practice, and that means doing. And so sometimes your video might be weird. It might be awkward. It might be ugly, but it is what it is. My first videos were too, and I didn't get good at it until I started practicing. Matter of fact, I almost didn't do TikTok because I'm like, that's too hard. Like, I can't do that. I'm not creative. And I'm like, well, why did I just say that? Like, I'm speaking death over my life right now, so I'm just going to get good at it. And I got good at it. So good that TikTok has deleted like 3 of my accounts. So I just keep rebuilding new ones over and over and over again, because that's what we do. Stay consistent no matter what obstacles are thrown our way, because success is ultimately going to happen if you just keep going every single day.
I seriously love that. And you guys, she straight said it. She did not have any excuses. She knew what she had to do and she did the things. Like, she did not, you had your blinders on and you just knew the goal. So thank you so much. Is there any other tips you want to leave with us? Seriously, that was so good.
Here's the cake. I just think I can leave you guys with one last thing, and it's really just knowing that you are capable of everything that you're afraid of. And you're like, I don't know if I could ever do that, because you can. When I first got started, I was so afraid to talk to people. I wouldn't even talk. I wouldn't talk on Zoom. I wouldn't talk anywhere because I wouldn't even go on a video. My first videos I had to record. It's like, I still have the videos. Like, I don't even know. I probably recorded it like 60 times. I'm not exaggerating. I was so scared because my leader had said, like, let's do a video challenge. And back then we didn't have lives. We had to like pre-record videos. And I was like so afraid because I'm like, people are going to make fun of me for this and it's going to be horrible. And then little did we know video content was going to take over the world. But I think back to that person and how afraid I was and how fidgety I was. And now I'm like, I spoke on stage at so many conferences with tens of thousands of people, and I do Zooms all the time. And I'm like, this is something so normal. But if you would have said like 7 years ago, Katie, this is where you're going to be, I would never have believed that's where I was going to go, until I started developing myself. And then the vision for myself was like, if this girl who at the time, I'm 26, but at the time, there was a 24-year-old girl on stage, and she's talking about how she's an ambassador and makes like $30,000 a month. And I'm like, there is no difference between me and her. Like, literally nothing she does is special. She's not like crazy. She's not like a superhuman. She's a normal person with a normal personality, and she can get to ambassador. So like, I can too. And it's just a matter of time. So if you haven't really instilled like the belief in yourself, I encourage you to start saying things and like affirming that you can do it too. You can get to the top of the company. Just because there's a smaller amount at the top, you guys, the only reason there's a smaller amount is because people give up on themselves too easily. And if you choose to fight for your future, you can have the freedom that you desire and you wish so badly you had right now. You can have that too, but it doesn't come without sacrifice and work. And all you have to do is learn to believe in yourself and tell yourself, I can do this. One of the best things I've ever done for myself is basically take care of my body. Learn to work out every day, eat well, and take care of myself, because there's so many lessons that I've learned through that. And it's so crazy to see, like, when I'm working out, and I have a trainer. I've been with her for about a year, a little bit over a year now. And she'll tell me like to do something, and I'm like, dude, there's no way I can do that. Like, no way my body is going to be able to handle that. And then I do it, and I'm like, that was so weird. She believed in me before I believed in myself, right? So we shortcome ourselves so many times. Like, there's no way that I could run 2 miles without stopping. I've never even ran a whole mile without stopping. And she's like, no, but we built it up enough, go do it. And then I do it, and I'm like, whoa, crazy. But again, she believed in me so much and knows I can do these things. And it's just me lacking belief in myself. And it's taught me, if I believe I can do something, I can do anything. If I believe I can enroll 10 distributors a month, I can enroll 10 a month. If you believe you can enroll 10 distributors a month, you can do it. If you believe that you are worth Ambassador Diamond and that you can hit Ambassador Diamond one day, you're going to do it. And it doesn't matter if it takes you 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. It really just depends on, like, are you willing to keep fighting? Because you're going to learn lessons along the way that are going to feel really tough. And it's going to be like, I don't know how I'm going to overcome this. I had a whole team quit. I had a whole leg quit. I've got people that aren't working. I'm enrolling and no one's going. And it's really all about learning to train your brain to say, it's okay though. This is a part of my journey. And the reason I'm going through this is because somebody on my team is going to encounter this. And it's a lesson I had to learn to coach my people. Imagine if you just got to Ambassador Diamond without any struggle. How are you going to coach anybody on your team how to get through a struggle if you don't know how to get through the struggle yourself? Because you've never overcome it. So you're just sitting there like, I don't know, it was easy for me. Then you have to. So everything you're going through now, whether you're brand new or you've been in for a year or a few years and you're like, I don't know, it's just like really hard. And it is hard, but you have to figure it out. Seek leaders' guidance. Ask other people if you need the help and just go through and learn the ways, because you will learn how to get through it. And if you fight through it and believe that you're going to get through it, this is where the mindset thing comes back in. You will break through that threshold. And then you're going to go to the next level and you're like, okay, cool. And now you're going to go back to coasting until you hit the next bump. And you're like, all right, now I got to figure it out again. And then you hit it again and you're going back up. It's never going to be a straight line, but just learn to believe in yourself and do your self-development. Do not give that up. Please do not. That is the most important thing. If there's a hard day, I always tell my team, if I'm going through something really hard, I'm having a really bad day, I have 3 non-negotiables, and it's getting my posts up for the day because I'm consistent no matter what. Like on the outside, it's going to be consistency forever. Then I have to do my self-development, and I have to send 20 host-to-post messages. Consistency over perfection is really important. And I'm going to run on the days I feel really good, and I'm going to run most days. I'm going to jog on the days I need to jog. And I'm going to walk on a day that I need a walk. But I'm never going to not do anything, because that's inconsistency and that breaks the cycle. So on the days you're feeling amazing, run. So that might be 4 days a week you're running. Then you might need to jog for a day. Okay? Jog. Don't do extra numbers. You're just doing like the bare minimum numbers. And then there might be a day where you're like, I'm having a rough day. My kids are bad. Me and my husband are arguing. The house is dirty. I'm just losing it. Then do a walk day and then pick it back up. Run again when you can. It's just that consistent effort. It doesn't always have to be a run. It doesn't always have to be a jog. And you definitely shouldn't be walking every day if you want to grow. Just keep going. Every single day, one foot in front of the other. You will get there eventually, as long as you don't give up. If you give up, then you're going to stay broke. Just the way that it is.
I love that. And you guys, if you don't believe in yourself, or you feel like there's like a barrier between what you're trying to accomplish, borrow our belief. Because I know when I first joined, I didn't believe in myself, but I borrowed Lucy's belief, and so on. And so just make sure like you tell your team that you believe in them. It's okay to have days where you feel like you don't have it all together, but borrow somebody's belief, because you can do this. We're all proof that you can do this and you can be successful. So Katie, thank you so much. That was so good. Can we take a picture?
Yeah.